Setting the aperture priority mode is really quite simple. Use your mode dial, just turn that to AV, this stands for aperture value, and this will allow you to set the aperture while the camera compensates by setting everything else. The aperture value is right down here, and I can set this by turning the dial either left or right. I can go down to 2.8 and up to f8. Now, these values may change depending on my zoom. For example, if I zoom in closer, you can see now I can't go lower than f4. And if I zoom out, now I can go down to f2.8. So the aperture helps you determine the depth of field, which means how much from the foreground to the background will be in focus. A smaller aperture value, such as f2.8, is actually a much larger aperture, and this gets you a very narrow depth of field. So not very much is going to be in focus, only the subject that you focused on. And in the other direction, if you go up to f8, the aperture is actually very, very small, and a lot will be in focus from the foreground to the background. Everything should be in focus. It won't be quite as in focus as the subject itself on which you focused, but it'll be a lot better than had you used f2.8. To find out much more about digital photography and your digital camera, go to lbguides.com.